meat and curry, I'm your man. Cause how we all lose it is a mystery. It's like the changing of our wardrobes from a dire history. But it's the one making us not stop. 50 kilograms is all we've got to drop. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's 50 kg Drop podcast with me, Ian Wellman, and Bob Cooper. Bob, hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are we, Mr. Wellman?
Good, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm all right. I had some good news this week. I've had a good week, so it's good.
What's the good news?
The good news, I stepped on the scales after 2 weeks, and I was 13.1 kilos down. So for those who were thinking old money, that is like £29. It's a pound or just shy of a pound over 2 stone in 2 weeks. But yeah, chuffed for that.
Literally like emptying a bag, isn't it?
It's wild. It's wild. And I've actually been weighing in most days, and yeah, it's just been super consistent. So it's not like I know there'll be a big drop of water at the start, but it's not water now. Like I'm 15, 16 days in, and I'm dropping like just about a kilo a day.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like I'd
Yeah.
never hit them numbers.
Yeah,
To
but
be
obviously
fair,
I've
look
started
at,
bigger, right? So I know obviously the bigger you are, the numbers will be greater, but it's just all relative, right?
let me have a quick look on my Fitness Pal because I had a bit of a dip. I got 20 kilograms off in about a month.
Did you?
Looking at this, yeah. Just over a month, about 5 weeks. When I
Nice.
first did it, but then it kind of slows down.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So I'm expecting a big drop, and then it plateau a bit. But hopefully, this big drop continues for a little bit longer.
Yeah, love it.
What did you lose in your 100 days? Do you remember?
42, yeah, 40 kilograms.
40 kilos in the first 3 months. But yeah,
I hit the 40 kilos at 25th of the 4th. So no, that would be another 30 days on, 120
another
days.
120 days. Oh, it's exciting to think if I could do that, then I could just be just down in numbers that I just was not in before. And the mad thing about this is, like you can probably hear my voice. I don't feel bad. Like, I just don't.
I've been saying this all along. It's the
Yeah, it's
complete cheat
wild.
code. Yeah.
I don't like. There's some things like so. If I think about so we're another week on, right? So the cravings for squash and like the sugar drink have eased. They're not gone, but they've eased. So that was one of the things I was really struggling with. I feel like my breath's got better. Somehow it doesn't seem as bad, or I'm used to it, or I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be bothering me as much or much of a thing. So that's kind of eased off a bit. Yeah, like I'm not eating as much now. Like yesterday, I only had one meal. I wasn't hungry. It wasn't like I was starving myself. Sometimes out of laziness because you've got to cook all the time, or do you know what I mean? So that is definitely a thing for me sometimes. But if that restricts me from eating, then that's not the end of the world as long as I'm not hungry. So I'm just kind of feeling like I've had one day in week one where I was super depressed. We spoke about the last pod, and this week I had one day where I was just really tired. About 2 or 3 days ago, I was doing work at home. Then I started trimming the hedges and doing some stuff outside for a couple of hours. And when I come in, I just hit a slump, and I was just. But then the day before that, I'd only had one meal, so I think it might have been related to that potentially. I just wasn't fueled up enough. But kind of that is it. I'm not really.
Yeah, that's the hunger bit actually turns into tiredness, doesn't it? I had that. And you have to eat to keep yourself kind of
Yeah,
energized.
I was worried about my tummy. My tummy's been bad since the start, but like no more regular. It's just not nice when I go, but I'm not going any more than I was before. I was thinking it would be a lot of the time, and it's really just not ever arrived, or not certainly yet. So that's fine. I'm just nailing water like there's no tomorrow. There's plastic bottles everywhere. But other than that, yeah, I'm feeling positive about the situation. Obviously, the scales help that, right? When you can see a difference. I wasn't going to weigh myself that much, but because I bought these new fancy scales that like track everything, I thought actually I will track it and see the difference. I'm feeling good. It's positivity this week for me.
Yeah,
Only
that's
week
good.
two.
Week two is mental. That's big figures, that. Big
Yeah,
figures. You
stone a week.
don't want
Madness.
to undereat for too long, though, because it gets harder. You want to
Yeah,
be
no, I'm
eating
not
chicken
trying to
wrapped.
undereat. Like, and when I eat, like, my breakfast this morning was 4 pork steaks. Like, it's not, it's not. I had a pack of them. They needed to be eaten, and I just whacked them in the air fryer, and then just ate all four. There you go. That was at about 10:30 this morning, which was
Yeah,
weird. Let me tell you that. But it is what it is. It's got me going. I'm looking to me now. I've got energy, right? Like I'm not. No part of me it's really been bothered about the meal. Like I'm not missing having a proper meal. I'm just not. I'm just like I'm in. My head's on, and like just gets like I'm really thinking about food as fuel I've got to eat, not like not do I want to eat. Before it'd be like, oh, what do I fancy? Because you'd have the whole menu would be anything possible, and I would go. Obviously it got me into trouble because I got put so much weight on, but your menu's quite small. I bought what I've bought from the butcher's. That's in the bottom shelf of the fridge, and that's it. With no sauce, you don't do anything fancy to it. No flavorings. It's just which packet am I going to open and sling in the pan or sling in the air fryer? That is literally it. So I'm not. So then that takes all the planning and worry and all the excitement kind of out of eating. You're just doing it for fuel. But I think that's quite a healthy place to be. That is what food is. I don't think it's too bad. And then if you go to if this carries on, then it would be I could start to add some things to it, some other flavors, and have some lovely food, and it'll be great. But at least I won't be just slinging in things left, right, and centre like I was just because it tastes nice. I won't be as bothered if I'm thinking about it as fuel, and
yeah.
that's why I can miss some meals. Like I notice if I'm hungry, I'll eat, or if I'm tired, then I'll realise I haven't eaten or something, and then I'll just cook something and eat it. I'm not like I've got no routine or habits with it now. I've got like that's all gone.
The thing that I found was we got Jonty joining us now. Thing that I found is that you kind of want to keep in that mindset. Food is
Yeah,
fuel because down the line it will change.
yeah.
And for now, you're kind of getting loads of results. It works, but you'll probably get to a point where it doesn't. You don't lose any weight for a week, and then you go, "Oh, what's happened here? What have I done differently?" And you trying to re-strategize when you don't need to. You just need to keep on it.
Just keep on it.
Yeah.
That's the danger of weighing every day, isn't it? But I keep telling
No, I
myself that
think it's
you
quite a
shouldn't be
good thing
losing
to
every
do.
day anyway. Like like
You
I,
shouldn't be
I
losing
always
every
think
day.
about what's his name? I want to say Brian, but I don't know if
Brian
it is Brian.
O'Keefe.
Brian, it is Brian O'Keefe, yeah. The pod we had with Brian where he explained he lost 63 kilos, didn't he? Did a 10 stone in 9 months or something, which is mega numbers. But he weighed himself, and I remember him reviewing his analysis, and he said that 40% of the days he put on. So he only stayed the same or lost on 60% of his days. That was over across 9 months. So that makes me think whenever there's a day where I weigh and it's more, I'm not that bothered. Don't beat yourself up. It's you've got to zoom out and look at the trend over a period of time, which at the period of time at the moment, I've lost 2 stone in 2 weeks. So things are happy. Don't worry if 2 days you've gone up.
Yeah, I'll send you my graph.
You
I
should put your
only
graph
put,
up on Insta as well. It'd be interesting for people to see.
yeah, I only posted when I'd lost, but that's a good indication of what happened to me.
How are we
Right, here
doing,
we go.
chaps? Hello. Have you noticed
Hi
I'm
Johnny, how you doing?
here? Yeah, good, thanks.
Hi mate. Hi mate.
Congrats.
Sorry?
Congratulations, face to face,
Yeah.
online.
So for the listeners, after all of this dieting and everything, I managed to go from struggling to create a child to having a child on the way. So
Whoa!
Are you putting it down to the diet potentially?
1,000,000%.
Ah,
That's madness, isn't it? Mate,
One
congratulations.
million
I'm so
percent.
chuffed for you and Em.
I
It's
could be
amazing.
happy with that.
Yeah, Emma went and got tested for loads of stuff. She was fine, and it must have been me. I didn't get around to getting the testing, but as I mentioned before, you get like 14, 15-year-old systems again, like symptoms again of crazy morning glory and this type of stuff, which must
Outright
be all.
horniness.
So yeah, back to your primal state of just reproducing, I think. So gonna have to call the baby
Super
Mike
fucking
Collins, I
great
think.
news.
Happy days.
That is mad, though, isn't it? Like on a serious note, like obviously we've spoken a lot about this over the last few months of no sugar, the effects it has on us, your mentality, physicality, all that stuff. But we hear about Mike was saying on the last pod And you said it about your shoulder getting better. We know people that had needed knee ops that didn't need them. And I spoke to my butchers, and he said there was a guy in there that needed a knee and a hip op after doing this, after doing Carnivore for a while. He no longer needed it. So the reproduction element is just another thing. It's like another good news story.
Yeah.
It's like, wow,
My
there's obviously a lot of good things there.
my hair's growing back. My bald spot's gone.
No way.
No
Yeah.
way.
Fully gone, honestly.
That's got to be a lot. Mate, that's not gone.
It's not.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, stand up a little bit
Did
higher.
you say it's not gone?
Stand.
Well, it's definitely got better. Does it look like it's still there?
Stand up and do
That's
it.
one of
'cause
the
you
best
can't-
things I've
I
ever
can't see.
seen.
I can't see your head. Oh my god! Higher, higher, higher. Lift your torso up. That's it.
I mean, it's not fully it's not fully gone, but it's definitely grown back. What's funny? Does it look like it hasn't?
No, it's gone.
I just want to keep you in that position
Oh.
for the rest of the pod.
I mean, I've been taking some stuff for it as well, so maybe it's a combination of both.
Oh, nice.
Mike, hello, Mike. How you doing? What a spot for you to walk in on.
Yeah. Jonty was just showing us that his hair's growing back from Carnivore. Simpson.
Not maybe not definitely Carnivore, but it could well have contributed. I think
Very
Mike's
good, very
internet's
good.
struggling.
So, Mike, we were just talking about how a week's gone, and the great news that Mr. Wowman has a baby on the way. We were talking about how he thinks the no sugar element of the last 7 months of his life has really contributed towards being able to conceive, which is great news. And then Jonty contributed with saying his bulk factor's gone from it as well, which is great. Work still to be done on that one, John, I think.
Brilliant.
Jonty, how's your week? How's your week on the diet been anyway?
Yeah, I've increased my eating, so I was still feeling tired, so I decided maybe I wasn't eating enough and enough fat, so I've increased it. So the weight loss was a bit slower this week, but I still lost half a kilo, and I did notice an increase in energy when I increased my fat content. So yeah, still plugging away, still happy. What I'm looking for, this sort of perfect level of sort of energy and productiveness, and I'm still not getting that. And with each passing week, I'm getting less optimistic that I'm going to get it. And I'm still trying to shift these headaches, which have come back a little bit. So although it is helping, I'm less optimistic that it's going to be the final solution to my problems. But even if it isn't, I've found an easy way to lose weight. I've enjoyed it. I found it easier than I thought it would be, and I have got some good benefits from it. So I definitely will live a sort of less sugary lifestyle going forward. So yeah, there you go.
What's the situation with headaches, John? How often are you getting them these days?
They're very they're very, very minor, mate. But like, I'm doing everything right. I'm following one of the healthiest diets there is, apparently. I'm not drinking any alcohol. I'm exercising. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping loads. Like, there's no reason why I should have any headaches. I should feel 10 out of 10 brilliant, and I don't. So I'm just sort of chasing that bit, really. And
Mark, do you think there's any room left for John? You've been doing this since the beginning of May, is that right? When did you start?
I'm only on week 7.
Week 7.
Yeah.
So, Mark, do you still think there's still room for this to change due to the diet past week 7?
Yes, it takes time, but it is kind of long, but there have been, known cases. We have had people that are, have had headaches for a while longer. And if they are lessening, then, they may be getting there. So Hang in.
Yeah, they sort of lessened, and then I sort of slacked off on a couple of things because I thought this was the solution. So I slacked off on my stretches, and maybe that's brought them back. And now I'm thinking it might be it might be eye strain, because I've noticed a difference where I wear contact lenses. I suffer from something called, well, it's hardly suffering, but I've got something called blepharitis, where I have really dry and inflamed eyes from overuse of contact lenses, which I can't get rid of. It's something you have for life. So I sort of just accepted it and didn't really bother with the treatments you're supposed to do. But potentially that could be causing the headache. So it's a combination of things. So it was, to be honest, it was quite hopeful that the diet might completely eradicate them. So even if the diet has lessened them, then that's a good thing. So I'm definitely not anti anti what we're doing here. I guess I was just optimistic I might get that sort of perfect 100% health that I'm looking for, and I haven't quite achieved it yet. But it's a work in progress. I'm going to focus on trying to get rid of the blepharitis now, and I'm going to start doing my stretches from the chiropractor again. And as I said, it really isn't that major. Like I'm doing a full working week, whereas when it was bad, I basically couldn't work. But I'm working a full week at the moment. I just feel like with all the abstinences I'm doing at the moment, this is an opportunity to try and find out what is causing them and get rid of them. Whereas if I don't find it now in this period of abstinence, then potentially it's something that I'll have with me for life. That's where we stand with the headaches.
Nice. Hopefully past week 7 we can still see a bit more of improvement for it. I definitely think the eyes. Do you think maybe screen time something to it as well?
Yeah, but that's not really something you can lower in this day and age. If you want to unless I want to work on a building site, I need to use a screen. What I really focused on is the position of my screen, making sure the laptop is raised, making sure my phone is raised, so you're not looking down, because that's something which is bad. I've got all the blue light stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of ideas as to what is. Maybe I've just abused my body for too long, and it's too much alcohol.
These hairs going back there, mate.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, no, your brain is definitely healing. So, I mean, it could alcohol, caffeine, sugar. I mean, it's very rare that we have people persist with headaches. Almost never. Matter of fact, I can't think of a time. We found something getting into their diet, just enough sugar, just enough something. So, yeah.
It
You
might be
found-
the
you found-
hairs growing back on your head. Might be causing a strain to your head.
Right. Okay. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Mike, you said, well, so the headaches would have been caused by someone still consuming a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, when we did audits and supplements, possibly supplements, anything, the whole powder addiction thing is very, very real. You heal up from one, and if you're ingesting whatever, a lot of supplements or protein powders or whatever, you can also find you're irritating it's like having a cut and irritating it, scratching it, that kind of stuff. It's in the process of healing, and you're adding a little bit more to the fire, and it doesn't completely heal. So
Okay. So the only supplements I'll take a beef liver supplement, which you did approve on the pod. And I sometimes still take electrolytes, sugar-free electrolytes, just because I find they help with hydration, which kind of lessens the headaches as well. So maybe I just need to go cold turkey on those. But I mean, I struggle to see what. Go on.
And also all these things contribute to dry eye stuff too. So this idea that something is incurable, you'll have it for the rest of your life, that ship has sailed. That's been debunked. Like type 2 diabetes is supposed to be like that too. And, we know thousands, tens of thousands now of cases of people from a lot of different programs who are, put type 2 in remission by diet. So yeah, stay optimistic. I would definitely cut out powdered electrolytes. That's not required. Use some sea salt.
Okay.
And, yeah. And even the, I would go zero supplements. One of the things we find, and you may not how should I say, identify as this just now, but a lot of our folks are very sensitive. They're highly sensitive people to light and sound and noise and different stuff and substances. So, your body is very sensitive. So just, keep eliminating these things, keep seeing if it works. You can always go back to any of these things as long as you test one thing at a time, once you get a complete reset,
Yeah.
All jokes
I'll-
aside, John, what you said that you're using a supplement for your hair. What's that? Is that like a cream or is it something you ingest?
Regain phone, which has got minoxidil in it.
Do you ingest that or
No, just rub it in.
okay. Could that be it?
Give me headaches.
Yes, absolutely.
I've
Look,
been taking no, definitely not. I've been taking that. I've been using that for less than a month. Had the headaches for like a year. Yeah,
the
definitely not.
is real. And one of the things about sugar is that it blocks a lot of that sensitivity. You don't know that, you don't know what else is bothering you, because the sugar will overwhelmingly cause headaches as well as the caffeine. So,
I mean, I'm pretty sure since my break at my sort of cheat meal at the wedding, I'm pretty confident I haven't had any sugar at all.
right.
I mean, well, maybe if there's a sweetener in those electrolytes, I don't know, but they specifically say no sugar on
What
them.
brand is it? The no sugar bit though could be just them using the molecule in a different way.
Downstairs, I can go and get it if you're
Yeah,
interested.
go on, get it. Get it. Get to see his hair again as well.
That's a shortcut he's got there.
Yeah, he's trying to say it's going back. I'm not convinced. I think the jury's out there. I think we've got a lovely clip for Instagram though.
That could be my favourite moment of the pod, and we've been doing this pod 2.5 years. The hair's going back, and he looks down. He's bald.
I think it's the light. Because the light's shining in, it makes it look worse. But in certain light, it definitely has grown back. Because I could hear you mugging me off when coming upstairs. These ones, big 0 on it.
Let's look at the ingredients.
Go to zero. Get ingredients.
Yeah, there's been a big dust up about LMT or whatever it is. There's a big supplement in the US. I think they probably sell it over there, that had quite a bit of
Sweetener, sucralose, black carrot concentrate, leucine.
there you go. Sucralose is sugar.
Sucralose is sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go then.
Brilliant.
That was long. That was quick. Sorry.
I tell you what, though, that does say something, doesn't it? Because written all over this packaging, I've got it up on the internet, and you've shown us on the pod. Sugar-free couldn't be in bigger letters on this. Like, so as a marketing thing, that's wild.
Yeah, no, it's actually sucralose is blatantly sugar. It's not even one of the fake ones. So that's wild.
It's just lying, isn't it?
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know how they can get away with that though. This doesn't seem.
Because it's 0 calorie, apparently. How can sugar be 0 calorie?
It's not cane sugar is what they're getting at. It's a different type of sugar, but it's definitely, if it's got an OS, it's sugar,
Yeah.
OSE.
Yeah, it's because it's a sweetener, isn't it? John,
Oh.
looking over here, the actual core ingredients don't mention it, but then when you go down, you look at berry, citrus, tropical. Is that because you've got a flavoured one?
Look, you don't need the powder, is what you don't need.
Well, I was just taking it. I don't know why I carried on taking it, because it was probably my first question, and I know Ian asked about electrolytes, and you have said no before. So I just like them.
Ah, see there.
Hydrate with water, John. And salt.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, hope maybe let's crack on with that then. See how that helps.
I
Go on,
managed
Bob.
in. Sorry, John.
No, come on.
And say I managed in week 2. So week 1, I was still having a bit of black pepper on some of my food, but I managed to cut that out now. So week 2, no pepper. I've just used salt. I haven't added anything else to anything else. Just had water. I did try fizzy water, but it's not for me. Didn't really sex me up. And what I did have as a treat when I went to play golf at the weekend, I had a slice of lemon in my water with ice. Because Mike on the last one, you said a slice of lemon in the glass wouldn't be too bad. That really did feel like a treat. That was lovely. That seems like a little cheat code for me. Just put a sliced lemon. I haven't done it since because I'm kind of saving it as like a treat. But that did, just to have a slightly different taste and liquid in my mouth, was nice. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Good.
Otherwise, I've had a totally clean week, which I'm happy to report. And only butcher's food as well, only proper meats, and nothing from the shop which had the gram flour or starch or whatever it is in terms of their burgers or sausages or whatever. So yeah, clean week for me. Mark, I've lost 13.1 kilos. You missed the start of the pod. So 2 weeks in, I'm 30.1 kilos down. So that was a headline you missed from running a bit late with your power cut.
You're like
Things are working well.
you've lost nearly like double me in like a third of the time.
I know, but I as a man physically was nearly double you though, John. When I said
Yeah, but still, but you've lost so much quicker than I have.
yeah, I'm only 2 kilos away from losing my son, which I'm pretty chuffed about. He's two and a
Thumbs up
half,
the way.
and he's a big old boy. Yeah, so I've nearly lost Otis, which is mad. By the end of the week, I probably have. But when I think of it like that, and I pick him up and he's heavy, I think, wow, that's quite nuts.
You have before pictures, right?
Yeah, I've got some befores. Yeah, they're not pretty. They're not pretty to look at, but
Top
that's
off,
kind of the point, right?
That's
Huh?
all
top
right.
off, or top on.
I've got both. Yeah, side profile the lot. Honestly, they are a whale of a time, quite literally. Yeah, so yeah, I've got those, but I've set some new goals now.
All right.
I've set myself some goals, so I've decided that I'm gonna I'm gonna do this until my birthday, which is the 29th of November. So I'll have done it for a good solid kind of 5 months. I am gonna let myself have the drink for my birthday, and then gonna go back on it for Christmas, and maybe give myself like a week off at Christmas. To have a drink and maybe any sort of Christmas treats or whatever, and then it's January again, so then it's easy to get back on it again. And I think I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to go away kind of Easter, maybe April, May time next year. When I'd have been on it for around about 9 months, so I can have another good run then. So I set my goal. I was 184.2 kilos, and my goal is to do 70 kilos by my holiday, whenever that is, because that makes me 114.2 kilos, which means I would have just by like 0.02 of a stone broken through the 18 stones into the 17s. So I want to break through that barrier. That's my goal. I probably won't do it, but set your target high. I've got a lot of very clean months there, and I'm only going to give myself really 2 weeks of drinking or anything away from being flat out on it. So that's the plan.
That's a good plan.
Who knows if it's possible? We'll see. Mike, what's the kind of most that anyone's kind of lost through doing this diet with you? What's the biggest change you've seen?
Oh, we've had some 100-pound weight loss, but they were women. So 100 pounds is what, 50 some odd kilos.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I mean, you may be setting the records here. So that's good.
yeah. Well, that's the plan. Yeah, that's like 45 kilos. So yeah, I'm hoping to do that by Christmas. My plan is to try and get the 50 off by Christmas, which should be 6 months.
Yeah.
And then obviously it will slow. I know it will be slowing down before then anyway. So then I think the next 20 will be harder. So if I give myself four and a bit months to do the next 20, potentially is achievable. But we'll see. It's going to be hard.
What's your history of weight loss? Like, what was your history of like the biggest drop and then the biggest regain? What was the up and down?
Of recent years, when COVID hit, I put a load of weight on for the first year. Then the second year, I got a PT, and I lost like kind of probably about 4 stone. So what's that? Like roughly 20 to 25 kilos, something like that. And that was until 2022, let's say, but then since then I've got myself slowly but surely up to 184. So
Okay.
you know, and I think that was because over here, Mike, during that time, we had obviously a lot of rules in because of COVID. And one of the things they did was obviously close the pubs, right? So they had a period of time where you couldn't socialize, but you could go to work and you could see a personal trainer if it was outside for a period of time. So I had none of the I had options to move, and obviously I was very bored and we were locked in. So we could going out to exercise was a bit of a treat, but we couldn't. Socially, I couldn't go and blow my money in a pub and sit there and do that. So life was set up for me to be able to succeed in that way.
Yeah.
And obviously, when the pub's back open, then life resumed, and that's where things went back on again. I guess it's because you're not learning a new lifestyle, are you? You're not learning a new habit. That was subject to circumstance. The circumstances changed back, and my lifestyle changed back.
All right.
But the long term thing with this, hopefully, is that you learn to live life a different way, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's funny. I got some petrol, I got some fuel the other day, and I went into the petrol station, the fuel station. I bought my fuel and I left and got my car. And just as I was driving off, I was thinking, it's mad because since I've done this diet, when I've needed fuel, I've gone and bought fuel and got back in my car. But honestly, I couldn't remember a time for months, probably years before that. If I've gone into a petrol station, I'm probably picking something up, at least a chocolate bar, a bag of chips or whatever. Like it's just habit. Like you get some, or at least a drink. I'll get a drink and it'll be a flavored drink with sugar in it. Like there was I can't remember. It would have been a long time for that habit, but now like even just going into the get fuel and coming out without anything is because I've always got water on me anyway. Like that's a new habit. So life, those things are becoming easier.
That's a
Which
great.
news.
Are you still struggling with the sugary drinks, Rob?
No, I was saying earlier. So the thing for me now. So at the start, it was the sugary drinks and just having a flavored liquid in my mouth that I was really struggling with. That's curtailed. It's not gone, but it's much better. The only day I really struggled with that this week is on Saturday we went to go and play golf, and the round was like 5.5 hours. We were at the Balfour. It was a nice place. It took forever, and everyone around me is having sugary drinks, and I'm used to having like a bottle of Coke or something on a round. And I really missed it then in that environment, and that's the first time I'd like played golf since I've been on the diet. So maybe it's a link to habits in that environment. But I did struggle on that day.
Yeah, I find it quite annoying that it's not really. Well, apart from you can order a bottle of water in a pub, but it just doesn't feel right. Like, I'd even like to just order a Diet Coke, but I can't even order anything. Well, you can just order a bottle of water, but because if you order a tap water, you sort of like you just feel like a cheapskate. Like,
well, that's where. So at the Balfour, that's where it was after the golf. Actually, before the golf, when the guy was having a pint, I had the water with the slice of lemon in it, and because it was just something different, like novelty. That tickled the spot for me. I was pretty happy.
and is lemon a good with? Is that fine, Mike? Lemon?
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not squeezing it either. Literally just having a slice in it. I'm gonna try a slice of lime.
I mean, lemon's a fruit, right? Why is that an okay fruit, Mike? I mean, lemon's a fruit, isn't it? So why are we allowed to eat that fruit?
Well, it's a pretty low fructose. I mean, you can't have a lot. You can't go overboard on it. It's just a squeeze, It's
Right.
just.
Yeah. And I'm not squeezing it. I'm literally just putting a slice in it. So I'm not biting it, John. Or eating it.
That's even better.
Just
okay.
Just letting
That's
it.
Supposedly good for your liver. Is that right, Mike?
Oh yeah, it gives you a little flush. Sure.
Yeah, I've heard it's a good way to start the day with some lemon in your water. But
Right.
I also heard that might be a myth.
Like yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm not. I'm in a good place. I had the cravings for the sugary drink on that day, and I had one day earlier this week where I felt really tired. So that's kind of like I had my rough, depressed day week one. In week two, I've had one day where I felt really tired. But that's
so in general,
kind of
you haven't had the side effects too bad.
Not had any headaches. Not really had massive mood swings apart from, like I said, that Saturday the first.
Sweet. How's your pooing?
I should probably on some days eat a bit more, and I think that's why I was tired this week because I didn't eat enough the day before and I had one meal the day before. But yeah, I'm all good at the minute. I like the loo thing we spoke about as a side effect. That's happening, but only not any more regular than I was. So it's not really affecting me at all.
Yeah.
I don't have to, I thought I'd have to stay near a toilet, but I'm really not. So yeah, life's good at the minute. Mike, what other side effects or what things should I be expecting moving into week 3 and 4?
Well, generally, and this happened to me just recently, and it happens a lot, is you have to be careful. I'm not trying to predict doom or try to predict down times, but you are in what is called a pink cloud a little bit. You're feeling better physically because you don't have it. You're starting to feel mentally. I was just going to comment that although you're a really articulate guy anyway, you are like literally on fire since I met you. Like you're able to communicate really quickly, and so that brain clarity is like coming up really fast. But there's going to be times where you're going to be a little bit down, you're going to be a little depressed or whatever, possibly. It comes in waves of sorts, and it may not come, for a while, but it will definitely come. And so I want you to watch for it, just, and make sure you reach out to one of these guys and bring it to the pod, write it down. But, obviously don't use sugar, but, you'll get through it. But it's rare. It does happen where someone, gets this kind of clarity, gets this kind of feel good, and it lasts for a long, long time. But just keep an eye out for it. Everyday life stresses and strains might pile up on you, and you might feel like
Yeah.
it doesn't manifest like, like you need a beer on a Friday because you had a rough week. It manifests just, let me get that chocolate when I fill up the car, like that. So just keep an eye out for it. Just be aware. Don't hold it as gospel. Just be aware.
Yeah. Hopefully, don't get it too bad. But yeah, things are going all right at the moment. The cravings, like I still haven't had, and this blows my mind a bit, but I still haven't had like a cravings for some chocolate or for some sugary confectionery
I
type
think we're
thing.
going to crave the alcohol more as big boozers.
But
They're
before
giving
the
up
thing is, like
alcohol.
I started this, I did get myself into a cycle where, like I say, every time I filled up the car, I'd get a chocolate bar, or I'd have dinner, then I'd have something sweet after it. Like I was the last like 2 months before coming on this, when I was doing the studying and I was going to the shop next door and having a sugar boost whilst I was studying type thing. My consumption of that type of confectionery did go up. So I was thinking maybe it potentially be worse for me to have done that coming into this. But it's mad how just a flick of a switch. I haven't thought about it. The liquid version, the Coke or the sugary drinks, it has hit me at times. But yeah, the food just hasn't been a problem at all. So touch wood so far. It's just convenience of making sure I remember to cook it and go and get it from the butchers. Other than that, I haven't missed one food
Yeah, I quite
at
like it.
all.
It's easy washing up. Like you just put sticks of meat in, and like you
Yeah,
can wash it
yeah.
up really easily. You don't have to think about. You don't have to spend much time meal planning. Like
No.
I quite like it. Mike, I had a question. So I'm a little bit more interested in the sort of the end goal because I'm probably going to hit my target weight in sort of 2 to 3 months, ideally, and then I'll be looking to sort of move off this sort of carnivore diet and onto the sort of more long term sustainable what I'm going to sort of potentially eat for the rest of my life. And you said before that you sort of should introduce foods one by one, but could you just give me like a sort of example daily meal of what you would eat? And then I would know that that's potentially what I could sort of look forward to eating in the future. Because I'm assuming you don't just still eat just steaks and like just all meat like we are.
I do. I'm actually experimenting with it mostly for the mental clarity and the sleep hygiene, and just to see how long, not how long I can go, but like how much improvement there is in routine. And one of the things, there's a guy, he's pretty famous here. He's Canadian, but he may be even famous over there. His name is Jordan Peterson. And Jordan Peterson's daughter lost a lot of weight. Or no, actually, she had a autoimmune, some kind of thing that was destroying her joints in her teens. she had surgeries and replaced joints and everything. And she went carnivore, and then he went carnivore, and he's like a therapist anyway, but he was also taking depression meds. And well, I've not ever been depressed, anxiety stuff, worry and that kind of stuff he's very articulate in being able to articulate how that happened. And that happened to me on 100% carnivore. So I was able to literally arrest any kind of wake up in the middle of the night worrying, or you can't really project forward in a ruminating way over and over repeatedly. You can think about something that might be coming up in the future. And then the same thing going back in the past, like this kind of overthinking, thinking about guilt or worry or fear or something that's from the past. And so you're really present, which is what all the spiritual texts and everything, mental health folks talk about, trying to be in the now and you only got today and all that. And so it's been a really interesting experiment for me mentally and emotionally for, staying 100% carnivore. As far as just before carnivore, what I used to call my diet is high green keto. And high green keto to me means, and what I used to eat was basically just greens and meat and, animal products. And so I would eat kale and Brussels sprouts and broccoli and whatever, some lettuce for salads and what have you. And so you may,
Avocado.
avocado, yes, avocado. Avocado has a little bit of fructose in it. Olives. There's a guy that I like. He's actually a vegetarian, but he's been taking his blood and doing it under dark field microscopes for 40 years. And
Wow.
he's 80 years old now. And the guy can do 500 sit-ups in a row, 500, or let's see, no, he can do 1,500 sit-ups in a row, 500 push-ups in a row, and he's 80, and he really, what he is
Mm-hmm.
high green, raw vegan keto. He only eats greens and avocados and olives. So I do believe that there is some like opening, if you will, for the greens and avocados and olives in a diet. But once you get into the starchy vegetables, again, I do believe that this is going to come out. There's some real famous people in Great Britain now who are talking about this mental, it's called metabolic psychiatry. And Dr. Palmer of Harvard just opened a gigantic clinic. He got funded from his book, what is it? Brain Energy. A billionaire stepped forward and funded him just insane amounts of money. So he literally opened a clinic with like 30 people from the book. And because people are getting off of bipolar meds and they're getting off of all kinds of different stuff. So for me, it's really a mental thing, not so much physical experiment. So anyway, I would start going backwards with the kind of high green avocados, olives, and greens, and then you can start to see like how the starchy stuff will affect you, the zucchinis and the sweet potatoes and what have you. So check it out, but one at a time, one at a time. It's kind of like the things that you're coming off of now, the the electrolyte stuff, whatever. It's like you're doing it in reverse. You're gonna come off them instead of one at a time.
Yeah. And would you ever reintroduce things like quinoa or couscous or brown rice?
Couscous is really flour. Quinoa is a fruit, not a grain. A lot of fructose in it. So no, grains. I don't know if you guys. I probably have never told it on this thing. So I was a vegetarian for 20 years, a raw food vegan, a fruitarian. That's how I met Dr. Cousins, who's been on our summits before. But he when I first went to his clinic, the cancer patients couldn't eat fruit, but they could eat grains. And so about 8 years ago, after I started doing these summits and talking to all these guys, I started to realize that the vegetarian diet was not as powerful or it's not as good as, a keto diet. So I started to go keto. And then I talked to a woman who'd been sober for 40 years or something, and she had given up grains. So at the time, I had diagnosed basal cell carcinomas on my forehead. You can see the surgeries. They started taking stuff off. My nose is all jiggered up because it was all cut up from taking off the basal cells. I had bleeding gums. I had adult acne. And the worst part was I was starting to get cognitive lapses. Now, remember, this is 25 plus years, no flour, no sugar, no caffeine, but I was eating the grains. And so then I went grain free, sugar free, and I was eating a lot of sugar. I was eating a lot, sugar, because I was eating fruit and fruit juices and dried fruit. So I gave all that up. And within a month, the adult acne. Now my gums had bled since I was a child. I thought that they did when you brushed hard. The bleeding gums, the adult acne, and then the basal cells went away. And about 3 months later, and it was true. I mean, I was almost 60 years, I was just shy of 60 years old, and the brain fog. I mean, not going into another room and wondering what you're there for. It was like going from browser to browser. I couldn't, some tab to tab, I couldn't, remember what the hell I was doing. And that went away in about 3 months. So I have focused really on this metabolic psychiatry and type 2 diabetes being called, Alzheimer's being called type 2 diabetes. The people who have put bipolar and all these, depression stuff in. And in our group, when people come to us on bipolar, yes, and depression medications, they have to stop because they are way too much. They get woozy. So when they go sugar abstinent, and not with us, audience, we have them go to their prescribing doctor and titrate off. So anyway, long story short is you may want to tread carefully. Just my experience personally, and a lot of the folks in our community, tread lightly on when you start to go back, but at least do what you're doing now in reverse, one thing at a time, and see how it treats your body. I'm not saying that evolutionarily the human body didn't supplement times between hunts and in between meat and stuff with fruit. Yes, we would find the fruit, in its raw, wild form, which is way different than it is now. And they would eat it up, and if they got some honey, they would eat it up. And so I just want you to walk cautiously when you get there, on the reverse of the process we're going through now.
Oh, that's a very thorough and useful answer. Thank you. This pops up on my Instagram advertising all the time. Something called a food intolerance test, where I think you it's like a pin test where you give them some blood, and apparently they'll tell you what foods you've got intolerances to. Have you ever heard of that? Is that something you
Yeah, of course. I
recommend?
mean, I think it's, I would never turn down a test like that, because some of the diagnostics that we do have, I don't think we have the diagnostics completely to prove some of the things we've had anecdotal success with, like we're describing here mentally and all that. We don't have the stuff to figure out the brain, but definitely anything like that would be a reinforcing agent, because guaranteed it'll come up with some of the definitely ultra processed stuff and maybe the starchy stuffs or whatever. Yeah.
That was something that I had on my list of things to do in my quest for 100% health.
Yeah. I mean, one of the scary things when you're doing a little bit of carnivore is if you have docs and whatever, you're gonna go and your cholesterol is gonna be up, your LDL is gonna be up. There's gonna be things that are gonna be higher than they're gonna want, okay? But pretty much if you follow the group, and I can send you a list or whatever that we do, including heart surgeons and people who just don't believe in the high cholesterol thing anymore, or the statin thing or any of that. So, you got to be wary. You get a little nervous when the doc says that you can't eat like that. Your cholesterol's through the roof, all this other stuff. So when you do get those types of blood tests, just take them with a grain of salt, bring them back here, and let's talk about them. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was something I was considering as well, a blood test
Yeah.
to check my cholesterol.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But it's going to be high.
Yeah, I can guarantee it's going to be high, and so is your LDL, so it's just theoretically the bad cholesterol.
But as long as it's not too high, it's who cares?
Oh, it might be what doctors would be scared to death of. Yes.
Is there any way to lower the cholesterol on this diet? I guess probably
There's a
not.
great guy that I interviewed recently. His name is Nick Norowitz. Nick Norowitz got a PhD from Oxford and just finished his medical degree, MD, at Harvard. And he's turning into an influencer. And he lowered his cholesterol, I think it was cholesterol, it might have been his LDL, by eating Oreos. So yeah, there's ways to do it.
But on this diet,
It's harder. It's harder. You have to there's something, and you may, from your build, you may be him and a guy named Dave Feldman, Nick Norowitz and Dave Feldman did a thing called, they're called and I'm one, lean mass hyperresponder. Lean mass hyperresponders are guys usually, not always, but guys that are, their cholesterol stuff is even higher, but doesn't seem to affect them. You got to read their work. It's really pretty good, actually. So,
what were they called?
lean mass hyperresponders. If you put that in, they'll come up.
Hyperresponders.
Nick
Okay.
Norowitz and Dave Feldman.
I mean, I guess the way to keep the cholesterol down on this diet is less red meat, right? But red meat's the tasty stuff.
Yeah, but it's not as nutritious the other meats. It's good. It's not bad, but it's not
Yeah.
this will be in a little bit of adjustment, especially as you interact with allopathic medicine and the folks at the NIS or whatever your thing is there. So yeah, you'll see it a little bit different. The guy you want to follow in the UK is Dr. David Unwin. So Dr. David Unwin and his wife Jennifer Unwin are pretty famous there now. And Dr. Unwin is a NIS doc who has 150 plus type 2 diabetes remissions. He's a fascinating guy, and he's trying to work on the program through the NIS. I think is that how you pronounce your
NHS?
NHS
National Health Service.
Yeah, so he's really good. Guys, I'm gonna have to jump. I know I was a little late, but I'm gonna have to get off myself. So
Yeah, all good.
I guess
good.
Ian's on the call and we lost.
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you for your time today, Mike.
Yeah,
Again,
keep up the good work, buddy. You're doing really good. Really good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how week 3 goes, and we'll speak to you next week.
All right, we'll talk to you then.
Brilliant. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. See you later.
We've got some diet plans, health scans, sugar bans, fitness fans, PTs, injuries, laying off the Chinese, ball games, gym chains, protein gains and skin tight tops, and we ain't gonna stop until we hit the 50k. Drop, 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 no excess fat, no FAT, no curry bag, no guarantee. Rough or buff, lean on me, we'll end up as fit as a bee. Dropping 50k,